Let's go.
We make hits in the studio nightly. Be out trying to get this money. We take trips in the winter in jet planes to climates where it's sunny. We got mommy on the dance floor grinding to the beat, tipsy off the bubbly. But at the end of the day, we fit in the play.
Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I'm your host, Mangria Fueled, and this is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. Today's guest, returning to the Hangover, is the enforcer of the hashtag World Order, the author of entertainment. Keith Lee is his spirit animal. And if SRAP had an underground, I truly believe this guy would murder all of us. Hashtag one has returned. Still real Hall of Famer, Mr. Tryon. What's going
on?
In a minute.
A hell of an intro, man. What's up?
Well, just glad to have you back. Let me run down your stats here. Mr. Tryon's first Hangover appearance was a year ago, September 28th, 2019. Since then, he's been on Wednesday review shows, the Survivor Series predictions, where he lost and had to post "I'm a decent loser" on his Instagram. I appreciate that. He always sends great promos for APPW. He is a part of the hashtag World Order. How's it going, my man? What's been going on in your life since all this COVID bullshit has broke down?
I've been fortunate enough, man. My life hasn't changed too much. Just, I still get to work, still get to do my normal thing, but on my days off, I'm stuck in the house. Well, not stuck, but, can't go anywhere, and I got a toddler and a 10-month-old, so.
Oh, man.
Trying to keep them stuck in the house for a while is a little rough.
And they must take
we're surviving. Yeah. Like, that's why I'm hiding in my truck right now in my driveway away from them so I can get this done.
Well, I've refreshed the list of questions for the guests now. I guess I'll start with the most difficult one. It's a loaded question. Mr. Tryon, I would like to know who was on your Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
My Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Ooh, that's a tough one. Let's see. Well, I'm a big Edge head.
Yes.
So I got to put Edge there. Randy Orton.
Nice.
That's my guy. This might piss some people off, but I'm putting Roman Reigns up there.
Hey, it's yours, so they just got to deal with it.
And, of course, my man, Keith Lee.
Keith Lee.
My spirit animal.
That is a strong Mount Rushmore. As a matter of fact, we had a quick word with Mr. Tryon once we basked in Keith Lee's glory when he became double champ on NXT TV.
Yep.
That was an exciting time. I know you have 2 children, so I'm guessing this might be a kid movie answer, but what was the last movie you've watched?
Actually, yeah, it was Lion King.
Lion King, the live action or the original?
The original, man. Get out of my face with that live action crap, man. Nah. I took my kids to the zoo, and my oldest was, obsessed with the lion, so I put on Lion King for him, and, yeah, it hasn't really turned off ever since.
They kept saying, "Hey, it's Simba."
Yeah.
Yeah, that live action one was, I don't even understand the point of it. It was like just a money grab, basically.
That's all it was. It was money.
But, I'm not going to talk
Disney.
bad about Disney because they'll cancel me.
Exactly.
Okay,
Let's
move on. Let's move on to the hypothetical question of the After Party Hangover. Would you rather, and you have to choose between just these two, would you rather drink a cup of Jake's bathwater or fall off a scissor lift and hit your head on the cement?
Scissor lift, hands down, not even a question.
I have a feeling that the whole SRAP army would pick brain damage over STDs.
Take that any day.
And the After Party Hangover poll of the week, I asked, because I was curious if I'd get doubles or not. There was no doubles. Who is your football team?
My team are the Houston Texans.
Houston Texans, nice.
Yeah.
Another original answer, because there were no doubles besides the one I'm about to give you. My team is the Philadelphia Eagles, who are currently whooping the Washington football team 10-0. But the answers that I got were the New York Giants, Cleveland Browns. I'm pretty sure you can guess who that was.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears, the Eagles, the New York Jets, Miami Dolphins, and the Boston Bulldogs. Someone might have misunderstood the question.
I think so.
Like a local
Boston
college
Bulldogs.
or something?
Maybe XFL. I don't know.
Probably. Well,
Arena.
Mr. Tryon, let us review. Just tell me what you thought of All Out from what you've seen.
What I've seen, I mean, it was good. I think the AEW messed up with the Matt Hardy. They should have called that match off. Or I think too, if they're gonna take advantage, like if it's gonna be in, like I said, I didn't see the whole thing. So I don't know if it was in the back or what, but could have pre-recorded it. You didn't have to do it live, so that way you could have, especially if you had to practice that stunt multiple times. I mean, you could have avoided that. Record it, pre-record it, air it live. Take all the cautions you need, all the precautions. Especially Matt Hardy is an older performer. He's fallen off of numerous things before, so he's already got some damage to him. Don't risk it just to get a cool spot. And especially with the fact he took that chair shot a few weeks ago that busted him open.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think they're being a little careless because, they're trying to be the edgy product. They're trying to be the top dogs. I mean, they're being a little careless. So I wasn't a big fan of that. John Moxley is a star, which I know I'm not. I know it's not a hot take, but
Are
that
you
guy's a star.
upset that they didn't put MJF over?
No, because I'd like to see them go again.
No.
I don't know if that's the direction they're gonna go, but that's what I would have liked to see is them go again. So I like the way that they did it, because obviously you knew he was gonna hit the paradigm shift.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time that a move was banned and they actually listened to the rules?
Yeah, exactly.
There's gonna be some shade. So I like that. I think MJF is a future star. I think he's gonna be the top. He's the top heel in that company right now, but he's gonna be a big star in the future. So I think he'll have his chance. I have plenty of chances.
Yeah.
I liked the little bit that I saw in the Don't Call It the Royal Rumble
Yeah.
buy-in Battle Royale, whatever it's called.
Casino Battle Royal.
Yeah, it was a little less confusing this time. From what I saw, it was decent. Not decent in the great way, but it was decent. It's not as good as the other shows. Not as good as All Out last year, but they made it through.
Did you catch any of the train wreck tooth and nail match in Britt Baker's dentist office?
Sure didn't.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, we're not interested in that at all.
It was awful. They should have did that on Dynamite, but yeah, we Cesar, Zanka, Bretsky, and I did close to 2 hours on that yet last night talking about everything, and the consensus was that we hate AEW fans.
Yeah, I agree.
We just laid into them because on Twitter they just kept deflecting instead of accepting what happened. They're like, well, WWE did this and WWE did that. They should have stopped that match. Aubrey did her job. She was the only one with her head on straight. Matt Hardy, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe he felt bad because he wanted to finish the match for Sammy, or he felt bad because he wanted to put on a good show for the fans. But I mean, even living with Rebby, I bet you when he got home that night, she probably laid into him like, "What the fuck was wrong with you?"
She did.
Imagine having an argument with her.
Oh, I get headaches thinking about it. Like literally, I get headaches reading her tweets sometimes. Just like I can feel her yelling through her tweets.
Is she hot or not?
She's hot, but I don't think hot enough to deal with all the drama that she seems to bring.
She's hot and crazy.
Hot and crazy, we like them. But going back to your point about AEW fans, one thing I noticed is they were criticizing and doing the whole, well, if WWE this, well, picture this. A picture of WWE had Jeff Hardy versus Matt Riddle. And Matt Riddle kicked Jeff Hardy off of a forklift and he hit his head. Jeff Hardy. And it knocked him unconscious. And they went through all the proper steps. The doctors checked him out. They, they cleared him to compete. fans would lose their minds. Oh, this is so irresponsible, blah, blah. Because it's AEW, it's like, well, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. They made so many excuses for AEW because it's not WWE, so they like it. It's gonna get me started up again, but that was just it was bullshit, dude. Me and Cesar wasted $50 on that bullshit. I wish I could get that money back. But I mean, like we said, we love watching wrestling. We're gonna pay for it again, regardless. We can love both products and still call it shitty, but we're still gonna watch it, you know, because we love the product. But let's move on to NXT Super Tuesday. There were a lot of happenings, but bookended the show was the NXT Championship match and the Steel Cage main event. What from NXT Super Tuesday stood out to you?
I love the bookend part of it. I was shocked when I saw that the title match was going to be on first.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I pulled a Jake and I watched the Hulu version. So I already knew who won. So I'm like, okay, so this will be later on. And I'm like, oh, wait, it's already starting. So I'm like, okay. And I'm watching it. And I was hooked on to everything in that match. Yeah. It was a fantastic match. Not as many false finishes as usual, which I kind of liked because, you know, after a while that gets kind of repetitive. But I thought it was a great match. Obviously, one thing about Finn Balor I want to throw out there is I thought that tattoo parlors were closed during this lockdown, but apparently not wherever he's at. It seems like every week he comes out with something new, but that was just so that distracted me. But I thought it was a great match. That 1916 from the top rope was pretty awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. The Bronson Reed and Timothy Thatcher match. No, it was not Timothy Thatcher. Austin Theory match.
Yes.
I'll be honest. I was getting ready just to fast forward through it. I was like, I'm not really interested in this at all. I thought that was an amazing match. I was shocked.
It was pretty damn good.
I watched the whole thing from start to finish. I was hooked. The story. I'm a lot like Zanka, where I'm all about the storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, the athletics are cool, but for me, it's the storytelling and the fact that Austin Theory was trying to show off. He thought that him and Bronson Reed were friends. Just his whole little character work. I love that. And it got me invested in the very beginning. And I thought that was a fantastic match.
You know, I always forget how athletic Austin Theory was. When he hit that rolling blockbuster to Bronson Reed, I was like, holy shit, this dude's on fire, man. If it wasn't for all that, you know, controversial, what happened to Velveteen as well, maybe that's what's going to derail him. But, man, I hope they give him a chance because he's a shining star, man. He's going to make it. If he stays out of trouble, I think he's going to be the future of this company. But, yeah, that was a hell of a match.
He's only 22 years old. That's insane.
Crazy, dude. 22, I wasn't doing fucking shit.
Me either. And then I'm going to throw this out there. Once again, a hot take. People might disagree sarcastically. But Rhea Ripley, oh, my God. She's freaking amazing.
That's controversial.
I was being sarcastic. Yeah, if WWE wants to really send their women's division over the top, call her up and only let Triple H book her.
Yeah,
your women's division will be on top. She's amazing. I was hooked onto that match too.
And she's young as well, right?
Yeah, she is. She's only like 24, I think. Yeah. It's insane.
Well, let me just read the notes of that steel cage match. Mercedes attacked while throwing weapons into the ring. Very physical matchup. Mercedes power slams Rhea onto chair that looked painful as fuck. Mercedes nails a German suplex off the top rope. Rhea throws chair at Mercedes' face. Rhea hits superplex off the top rope. Rhea applies reverse cloverleaf for submission. Mercedes attacks with the kendo stick to get out of it. And then another great star they have, Robert Stone, climbs the cage. Rhea attacks him with the kendo stick. Mercedes nails top rope neck breaker. Robert Stone was just dangling there like a dead insect on the top of the cage. Mercedes sets up a table, but Rhea riptides her through it. Pin for the win. Rhea Ripley gets a W that I think she desperately needed.
I think so.
Her momentum has been not that great lately. As far as Mercedes Martinez goes, I'm a massive fan of her, even though she doesn't have a neck. But she is incredible in the ring. She looks like a legit badass, and she can bring it. And it's awesome that she got the main event spot this week, because NXT's women's division, that's where it's at, and they know it. They know it. That's why they put them in the main event. But like you said, it was kind of strange that they started off with the NXT Championship match, because you think the championship would be more important. But I can't complain. The whole show was awesome. I loved this week's Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday 2.
That's right, 2 with the pillars. Well, moving on to AEW Dynamite. I'll tell you some of the highlights of this show. It kicked off with Jericho and MJF in the beginning. They were kissing each other's ass about losing, and then they eventually end up walking, and the camera smash cuts to their faces, and they both say, "What a loser." I thought that was a pretty funny way to kick off the show. 1 million viewers, by the way, this week for Dynamite.
Oh, good for them.
Lucha Brothers kick it off versus Jurassic Express. I'm a massive fan of Rey Fenix of the Lucha Bros. He's my favorite. I hate Marco Stunt to death, as I don't know if you know that or not.
Yes, I do.
But it was great action from the start. Eddie Kingston, after the match, the Lucha Bros unfortunately lose, but the Lucha Bros are butting heads with each other. Eddie Kingston tries to be the peacemaker there, and then he states that he was never eliminated from the Casino Battle Royal. You said you saw the Casino Battle Royal?
I saw bits and pieces. I must have missed him not getting eliminated or whatever.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I asked Cesar last night too. I have no fucking clue that he didn't actually get eliminated.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be preaching that forever now.
Yeah, he is.
And Jake the Snake drops another inappropriate line. You might as well get wet and enjoy it. It's a video promo. Jake the Snake and Murder Hawk. They need to stop with Jake the Snake, man. They need to put him back on his meds or something.
Something. He doesn't understand the current, especially in this current climate. You can't be saying stuff.
He has a one-liner every week, just like JR does.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get the much-anticipated response from Matt Hardy. He comes out on an apology tour. I don't know. I'm not sure what he's apologizing for. But the thing that stood out to me during this segment was Rebby was in the risers with the baby. She had her mask on, and she just looked like super pissed, like, motherfucker. She's still fuming over what happened, but I guess they found a way to calm her down, because she eased up a lot on Twitter after this week's Dynamite. What did you think of Matt Hardy's apology tour?
Same thing. I don't know why he's apologizing. I mean, yeah, maybe he could have said, I don't want to finish the match. But a competitor is not going to say they don't want to compete unless they're Sin Cara breaking his finger. But otherwise, he's gonna finish competing. He's gonna finish the match. No. So that's where it's the official's job to get him out of there and put an end to it and figure out some way to do it creatively. I don't know what he's apologizing for.
He just said he was scared. He was apologizing for scaring the fans. But I mean, we were more worried about him and his well-being than the fact that he frightened us. We cared about him, We've been watching him for years, and we were concerned. He didn't have to go out there and apologize. Maybe it was damage control for AEW.
Probably.
But that's kind of messed up. But after this, we get Angelico versus Orange Cassidy. We also got Kip and Penelope coming out, and Kip Sabian reveals who his best man is, and it is Rusev. Miro Day, people. Miro Day with his Eminem short hair, with his theme song, I am the best. I got to pop out of that. He says, you can take your brass ring and shove it up your ass. Miro is all elite. Tryon, what do you think Miro is going to accomplish in AEW?
Oh, they're going to strap a rocket to him and send him to the moon like they do with most ex-WWE guys.
Yeah.
This is my view on it. Life's not always fair. You don't know, just because people like you doesn't always mean that you're going to get everything that you want. And a lot of these ex-WWE guys, it seems like because they're pretty skilled or because they're nice guys or because they think they deserve to be a superstar, that, they're mad because they were never the superstar they should have been in WWE. And so they go to AEW or Impact and they get strapped and sent to the moon. And some of them succeed, and other ones you're like, well, you look at them and you go, well, that's why you never were a star in the other company. So hopefully, because I'll be honest, once again, this is an actual hot take. I've never been that much of a Rusev fan. I think he's good. I think he's got some skills, but I don't see the crushing, devastating monster that everyone says he is. And I don't see the great superstar athlete that he is. He's great, don't get me wrong. He's better than I would be if I were in a ring. But I mean, they're gonna try to make him a star because he says that WWE should have made him a star, and the whole brass rings and glass ceilings thing. So hopefully he proves me wrong, and hopefully he actually is the legit monster that everyone says he is. But I don't know. I've never really been much of a fan. Didn't make me more of a fan now.
I think people were attracted to was that when Rusev was finally able to be funny, he became relatable. And people are like, oh, this guy isn't a jackass. He's actually funny. And I think then the Rusev Day thing started, and he fed off that energy from the fans, and it kind of allowed him to open up in WWE and become funnier. And as far as his wrestling goes, I think it's okay. It's like sort of Smash Mouth submission style. I'm crossing my fingers that AEW doesn't do the typical formula for when they bring in monsters. Like Cesar says, they give him 5 wins and then Cody beats him clean. We'll see what the future holds for him, but man, I hope they let him be himself. And I mean, they let Jake the Snake be himself. They let everybody be themselves. So this is a sink or swim moment for Miro, aka Rusev. Let's hope he takes advantage of this and we see what he's made of and continue success. I don't know. Maybe we'll see if it works out. But after this, we get Jericho and Hagar versus Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss in a no DQ tag team matchup. Of course, Jericho and Hagar win. And after the match, Jericho claims that him and Jake Hagar are now in the tag division. Tryon, is that what you wanted to see for Jericho? Or do you think this is Santana and Ortiz?
Oh, you know what? Jericho, I think, can do whatever he wants and he'll be okay. And the people surrounding him will be okay. But just, I don't know. I mean, AEW actually does have a tag division. So even though they are part of the inner circle, it almost does seem like a thrown together tag team. Like, something WWE would do. Once again, don't tell the AEW fans I said that. But it sounds like something that WWE would do. So, I don't know. I mean, Jericho right now, I think is just, he's working hard, but I think he's also on cruise control. I think he's just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And luckily for him, doing whatever he wants usually elevates other people into stars. So he doesn't have the Kevin Nash syndrome or Kevin Nash effect where he lowers everybody that when he does what he wants to do. He's at least elevating people. So I think it'll be good for everyone involved. Just, it's Jericho.
Hey, it'll be good for Jake Hagar, too. He'll get some shine as well.
Give him something to do, finally.
I'm not a fan of Hagar coming to the ring in his Haynes his way chonies every fucking week, by the way. That dude needs a better gear.
Something, yeah.
Well, after I had mentioned this last night, but my favorite segment of AEW was the MJF segment where he fires his campaign staff, and Nina is sitting there smiling the entire time. That got a pop out of me. It was fucking funny. He eventually shouts in her face, and she runs away crying. He gets in Wardlow's face, and we think, this is where Wardlow's going to snap and clock him in the head. But no, apparently he signs his checks, not Tony Khan. So Wardlow is chained to MJF still, which I think MJF still needs Wardlow as his heavy.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about that funny segment?
I thought it was hilarious. Same thing. I thought Wardlow was going to snap, and then the way that they handled it, where they left them together, I think that was the right decision. Because MJF, like I said, he's almost there to being like, the top heel, but he's still kind of a chicken shit heel right now. So having the muscle behind him is a good thing.
Well, as far as Moxley versus Murder Hawk, who do you got in that match? Because that is going to happen, I think, on AEW TV instead of a pay-per-view. Do you think the title finally changes hands, or do you think Mox is just going to have this legendary reign?
I think I don't know. It's tough. I think he's going to keep it for a little bit. I think they're going to wait until a big pay-per-view to take it off of him, but who knows when their next pay-per-view is. But I would say
it's full gear, and I think it's in a month or something.
Okay.
I'm not.
I would say I think they should leave it on him and let him have not a legendary super long reign, but enough to where the title does feel important when someone else finally does take it. Because the title felt kind of important when Mox took it, but it seems like it's more important now after he's had it. So I think that the next guy is going to have to – it has to be an even bigger deal. Keep elevating it more and more. So I think that, losing it on Dynamite TV isn't going to be that big of a deal. So I think that they should wait until the next pay-per-view.
Kind of hoping that a non-WWE guy takes it off of him. So I'm kind of rooting for Murder Hawk.
Yeah.
Well, he's a WWE guy too, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but not a big W. Yeah, that's what I think. No, I think should happen is when Brock Lesnar comes to AEW, you should take it off him and smash him.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine the internet if he showed up? Fucking explode.
Oh, they'd lose their mind. They lose their mind and they'd say, finally, and they start giving Brock Lesnar some respect.
Yeah.
They love him all of a sudden.
After this, we get FTR and Tolis in-ring celebrating their victory. They're insulting all the tag teams, say that Billy Gunn is in the second-rate Hall of Fame. They insult Jurassic Express, and that's when they tangle in the ring. FTR and Tully leave. Marco Cunt dumps cooler of beers onto them. I guess there's a non-title matchup set up for next week, and I hope FTR murder Marco Stunt. But they'll have a good match at Jurassic Express, I'm pretty sure. But it looks like this is their first tag team feud as the tag team champions. Are you anticipating this match, or is this one you're going to be fast-forwarding through?
Oh, no, I want to watch this one. I like this one. I like Jurassic Express, mainly for Luchasaurus. But they feel they've just been kind of waiting in the water right now. So hopefully this gives them something to actually go forward with. Even if they, if it's a non-title match, let them pick up the win over FTR. You don't have to put the titles on Jurassic Express. But, I think it'll be a good match. Luchasaurus is a star, or should be a star. So I like that match.
It's
and FTR.
It should be great. They have Taz on commentary recapping the Casino Battle Royal. Ricky comes out dressed as Darby, making fun of Darby. After this, we get Tay Conti's debut versus Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero, of course. It was a good match. Tay, she held her own against this massive beast. But Nyla Rose does end up sit-out powerbombing Tay. And as she pins Tay, fucking palms the breast of Tay while she's pinning her. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but that's where my eyes went straight to. I was like, oh my God, they let her do that? What did you think of Tay's performance in her debut match? Since WWE,
I actually missed this one.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't watch this match, but yeah. I might have to go back and watch the pinfall now. See what
that one about. Freeze frame of her palming that globe. It's worth it. No, but the main event happens next. It's Dustin versus Mr. Brody Lee for the TNT Championship. Dustin looking like a Hulk Hogan Nightcrawler, dressed in blue. This was it was a pretty competitive match, and they gave it a lot of time. Dustin. I can't believe the dude's 51 and he can still do all this shit. From the notes I took, Brody hits powerbomb, Dustin with the pile driver hits the Shattered Dreams, but after 2 super kicks and a Cyclone Lariat, Brody retains. The Dark Order come out. Apparently they raped QT Marshall because he was just a corpse they drug out. Brody is still pissed at Colt Cabana. Brody then kicks Dustin in the nards. We then go off the air. Before I tell you what Cody's massive announcement was, do you have any thoughts on the main event of Dynamite?
I thought it was a great match. Dustin, man, like you said, for being 51 and being able to do the stuff that he does, he's incredible. Mr. Brody Lee's growing on me. I liked him when he first debuted, but it's taken a while for me to finally start to come around on him. I actually do like him. I love his character work. I love his hard-hitting style. I love that that just hard smash mouth style where, like, no fancy maneuvers, just, I'm just going to go in there and beat you up. And that's what he did. I thought it was a great match. I thought the right person won. I would love to see Dustin win a title, but it was too soon to take it off Mr. Brody Lee.
Yeah, Mr. Brody Lee was the second victim of the monster push, and then Moxley beat him. So he was one of those typical AEW formula guys. He's just now starting to regain his momentum now that he murdered Cody for that belt, and now he's picking up W after W after W, and they're making him into a monster. I can't wait to see what's next for Mr. Brody Lee, but they kept teasing it. Cody, massive announcement. Cody has a massive announcement. Everyone, Cody, wait, stick out after the show. We're going to tell you. Cody's massive announcement. He's now a judge on a talent show called The Go Big Show.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking
That happened.
Yeah. We got Rosario Dawson, Snoop Dogg, and some other blonde chick. It's like an America's Got Talent, but extreme. Are you going to watch this show? Or
definitely not, but I think it's I kind of in the grand scheme of things think it's good for AEW. They're going to get some more mainstream exposure that'll help them bring more viewers and all that. So that's cool, but just I don't know if I'd waste my show pumping up, oh, he's going to make a massive announcement, and that's what it is.
This was the reason why Mr. Brody Lee murdered Cody, so he can have time to film this bullshit. Oh, God. Well, you know
that's
what
I thought.
I do love garbage TV, so I will check out the debut episode, and then I will come back to the Hangover, and I will shit all over. No,
there you go.
No,
I'll start another one, just the Go Big Show Hangover.
I like how they poked fun at Big Show, by the way, because his show just got canceled on Netflix, and they called this show the Go Big Show. It's like, Jesus. So many other names they could have called it, but Mr. Tryon, we did it, buddy. We did it.
We did it.
We caught up on your life. We got some information from you, your Mount Rushmore, broke down NXT, AEW. Is there anything you would like to plug as we end the show?
No, nothing to plug, man. Just just happy to be here. Love my SRAP army. SRAP family, hashtag world order is what we do. See you guys next year when the podcast comes back, I guess. That's why I love WWE doing some back-to-back pay-per-views so we can hear our friends some more.
Exactly. We're going to have to pray for double pay-per-view weekends so we can hear from Jake and Zanka more often and post questions on Instagram, which I'm always a fan of your questions. I love it. I love all your hashtags. I love the SRAP OnlyFans question that you put on there the other week.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking funny. But, yeah, I mean, we're lucky to have you in the SRAP Army. And I'm glad you took time out of your day to talk to me, reconnect with the Hangover and all your fans. But, ladies and gentlemen, that was the After Party Hangover. As you know, you can check out APPW. It's on Mangria Fueled YouTube page, as well as this will be on Mangria Fueled YouTube page, so you already know. The Tripod Beer Runs just posted a new episode on Anchor. So you go on Anchor, you search After Party Hangover. Tripod Beer Runs will be the first one. We had Sheriff Zanka on. Check it out. Lots of content for you guys. The SRAP boys will return, I think, in 2 weeks, hopefully. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, you know it.
We got mommy on the dance floor, grinding to the beat, tipsy off the bubbly. But at the end of the day, we finna play. I'm trying to pin the tail on the dog.